aluminum is molten. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
What is up, team? Today we're gonna be doing a super cool DIY video. I'm gonna show you guys how to turn your barbecue into a blast furnace. Technically speaking, we're making a forge, but the name BBQ Blast Furnace is just so awesome, I really couldn't resist. A blast furnace is actually a device that takes raw iron or pellets, lime, and once burnt coal called coke and turns this mixture into molten iron. This iron is then usually combined with scrap metal and other alloys to make steel. Today, we're not gonna be making iron or steel, but rather melting down scrap aluminum and pouring it into very pure metal ingots. I started this project with a regular old Weber barbecue grill. I got this one on Craigslist for free and I loved it, except for the fact that it didn't come with a top grill. It was perfect for the experiment that we used it for, which was grilling chicken over Doritos. However, the chicken wasn't so perfect. Tasty.
Here comes the airplane.
Man, ooh, I can't swallow this.
Oh.
During this experiment, we used a small fan to turbo heat the charcoal in order to move the Doritos experiment along. Not only did the charcoal burn faster, it burned a lot hotter. This gave me an idea. Let's make this barbecue into a metal melting monster. I also didn't feel bad turning this into something else because it was missing the top grill. For this build, I researched the king of random, Nighthawk, and this dude. Big shout out to these channels as they've engineered some really great forges. The first step in creating our melting machine was taking the flimsy legs off the bottom of the grill. Thinking ahead, there was absolutely no way these thin metal pipes could hold the weight of the next step, and I really didn't want a 2,000-degree forge collapsing mid-melt. I replaced the aluminum legs with these IKEA steel legs I had left over from a nightstand that I never put back together. Very typical IKEA. I didn't want the barbecue just floating around the inside of the frame, so I added these galvanized fence pieces to support the body. Before I put anything inside of the barbecue, I sealed the vents in the bottom with duct tape in a triangle pattern. Next, I made 3 5-gallon buckets of a mixture that was 4 parts plaster of Paris, 4 parts sand, and 3 parts water. The resulting mixture was super soupy, and I thought maybe I added too much water at first. Then in about 20 minutes, this insulated soup started to feel a lot more like cement.
Splattering on the camera doesn't matter.
Yeah. I placed this plastic planter I got at the hardware for a couple bucks right in the middle of the plaster sand mix and added some bricks to weigh it down. The mixture dries deceivingly fast, so if you think you've added too much water in the beginning, you've actually done it correctly. After an hour, the insulated mixture had dried and I cut out the plastic planter and smoothed out some of the areas where I didn't pour exactly level. Fighting the clock, I drilled a 2-inch hole right in the side of the steel barbecue. It's like the worst place. What? He's licking the drill. The steel was the easy part. The insulated mixture, not so much. I would highly recommend start drilling sooner than later, as once this mixture starts to set, it is nearly impossible to drill through. This 2-inch hole will serve as the air intake to superheat our charcoal later. I then installed this scrap piece of aluminum to the IKEA frame to hold our 2-inch steel pipe. I did this to avoid putting extra pressure on the inside wall of the barbecue to prevent crumbling. This is a forge, not a cookie. I then attached a 2-inch threaded coupling to the metal pipe with a 2-inch PVC pipe on the other side. I duct taped this pipe to my shop vac, turned it on reverse, added some charcoal to the mix, and we were in business.
All right, there she be. The start.
Are we? Well, everything looks melted.
Wow.
It's all the slag, it's all the gunk. Ready to be poured. The first iteration of our barbecue worked very well, perhaps too well. But I noticed that the lid began to turn red hot, and while this looked really awesome, I knew that this meant that we were losing heat. I wanted to improve this heat leak by making a more efficient and insulated lid. I did this by installing 2-inch ceramic wool that I got on Amazon to the lid. We're gonna take that and we're gonna put it inside of here. And then our lid for our barbecue will then be heat resistant and it'll keep the heat inside of the BBQ Blast Furnace as opposed to releasing to the atmosphere. I then drilled a secondary hole to match the exhaust port on the other side of the lid. This gives the BBQ Blast Furnace enough pressure release in order to burn the charcoal quickly, efficiently, and at super high temperatures. I cut the wool into a large circle the size of the flattish part of the inside of the lid, and then into 3 rectangles. I then attached this material to the lid by steel washers, nuts, and bolts. The result looked a lot like Professor X's Cerebro contraption, perhaps a subliminal creation as an X-Men fanboy. I gave the new BBQ a test run, and the ceramic wool kept the inside of the furnace so insanely hot, the crucible turned red hot within minutes. Wow, holy crap. That crucible is very hot. Finally, I made this crude crucible holder from a steel rebar rod and melted all the scrap aluminum I had left over from the DIY sword build. I then poured the molten aluminum into these cooking sheets that I got at the Goodwill. And my aim was, well, it was decent at best, but the end result were these awesome looking pure aluminum ingots for another project for another day. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. In the comment section below, let me know what types of things do you want to see us make with the BBQ Blast Furnace. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys really soon.